What up, you beauties? This episode is brought to you by Top Cheese Hockey Wax, trusted by players and greasy pigeons everywhere who take their game seriously. Head to topcheesehockeywax.com and use code PIGEON10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. Top Cheese Hockey Wax. Grip it and rip it. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Greasy Pigeon Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeff Sullivan, and with me, there he is, fresh from the swim deck tonight. The girl child had her swimming meet. How'd that go, Kevin? How you feeling, buddy?
The team did really well. She did well, second, first in a couple heats. So, yeah, we're waiting for the final scores. But, yeah, she did extremely well on a hot evening here in Land O'Lakes, Florida.
Absolutely. It is warm, but what is happening, Kevin, is the seasons are changing. Kids are reporting. Camps have started. Some are over. Hockey season is upon us. Our summer vacation schedule is coming to an end. You will probably start to see a more regular schedule moving forward with Labor Day tournaments starting the week after next. So, Kevin, we're probably right back in the flow of things. So hopefully you're ready to rock and roll because there's no time off in the fall when it comes to the greatest sport on ice.
Kiss that tan goodbye, Jeffrey.
That's
Kiss
right.
that tan goodbye, buddy.
That's right. Well, we're going to jump right into it today. If you're watching us on YouTube, you already see our guests hanging out here. We want to get right to them. We are joined by Sami Terho, old friend of the Greasy Pigeon podcast, been on a few times now. Really good hockey insight, really connected in the Tampa hockey world. A lot of great connections. And because of some footwork and legwork on Sami's part and a nice connection with some coaching here in the Tampa Bay area, we are super, super pleased to be joined by our friend Dmitry Afanasenkov. He is former NHLer, former Tampa Bay Lightning, former Philadelphia Flyer, 2004 Cup winner, coach of a bunch of kids, youth kids in the Tampa area, other areas. He is now currently in Connecticut as a coach of the Mid-Fairfield Junior Rangers, which everyone in the hockey universe knows, where Marty St. Louis was coaching midgets one day and coaching the Canadians the next. So Dmitry is up there with his son. I'd love to hear some stories about that. But Dmitry, Sami, welcome to the Greasy Pigeon podcast, and thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Mark, you need to start the war now, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. That bench is getting hot in Montreal with Dmitry in Connecticut, that's for sure.
Has the call come out yet, Dmitry? Has the call come, It's right there.
If I'm not totally mistaken, it was Marty St. Louis that got you to Connecticut, right? That was the organization you coached under. Yeah. So we know where you're going to end up in 2 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Back in Tampa.
So Dmitry, I want to definitely get into I want to get into your kind of pro career. I'll call it later in the show. I do want to start. A lot of our listeners are the parents of the Florida youth community, right? Their kids are on the ice. They're in the travel program. That you spend a lot of time on the ice in Tampa. I want to start with your kind of youth and transition kind of story, and what was hockey like for you? What made you the excellent player you are? Like, just talk us through kind of the beginnings of your hockey story.
Yeah. So Samis know, Sweden, Russia, it's probably kind of the same mentality, development. And back in the time, we usually start hockey like around first grade, like 7, 8 years old. And we didn't play that much. So it's a big difference between here and back home. We train a lot. The coaches try to develop kids, fundamentals, skating, passing, stick handling, everything basically, just to be really good at that things, because if you're not going to be able to skate, if you're not going to be able to pass the puck or control the puck, you're not going to be able to play. So I've been now on both sides, I've been as a kid and as a player over the sea, and I've been as a coach here. So the biggest difference, the ice time, and I know it's not the organization fault, it's not the coach's fault up here. It's just not enough ice time for the kids, to develop them properly, especially, in Florida and in here too. I think I'm just a couple of weeks up here and I'm asking, our team will skate only 2 times a week as a team. And once we have a combined practice with the U15 kids for like skills, so 3 times a week. And in my opinion, I think it's still not enough,
Agreed.
Yeah.
No,
So
to hear that specifically up in Connecticut, right? I would have thought, is it again just lack of ice time, like availability, or
I think so too, because it's so many teams, so many teams, and just the ice is not available, and I think it just that is the problem, and I've been with you guys a long time already. I know you a long time, and when I came in Florida, I talked with lots of like hockey directors and everything, and I was saying like, why we just don't make a smaller amount of the teams, instead of having like we have right now in Florida so many single A divisions or whatever, just have like before have a one single A division, and one double A. I know it's lots of kids not going to be make it, but it's going to be more competitive, and they will still have rec hockey to develop to be better to play travel hockey, So just the numbers of how many kids we have right now in Florida and the lack of the ice time, I think it just kind of it's not working for anyone, in my opinion.
But
Yeah.
Dmitry, I get what you're saying, but all you're doing is changing letters, right? Because now you're saying let's have less single A and have more in-house or rec. Well, they're going to need ice too. The issue is a lot of kids
Yeah,
that wants to play hockey, which is a good problem to have. But it does, and I'm going to prop for you as a hockey, and I know a lot of parents do not agree with this, right? But the ADM model. And it's all about putting more kids on the ice at the same time, right? So small area games, you can have 3 teams on the ice. We practice at least once or twice a week, Dimitri. When we coach together, we had a half ice. You can do
yeah,
a lot with half
yeah,
ice, and you get another hour of practice, right?
yeah,
And a lot of coaches still hate it, right? Because it's not real hockey. Parents don't like it because I'm paying for my kid to play. I want full ice. Well, there's only so much ice, right? And the way USA Hockey came up with this, they went up to Sweden, Finland, Russia, and see what are they doing different. And one of the things was ice time, right?
yeah.
Practice to game ratio. That's the other thing. It's a culture thing. I think here in the US, everybody wants to play games. Parents want to
Hmm.
see their kid play games. So game to practice ratio here is 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5. Sweden is 1 to 4. Russia is probably
Yeah,
the same, right?
yeah,
So a lot more practice in relation to games, and you learn the fundamentals. And kids you see that come out of those countries at 12 years old, they skip better than our 16-year-olds, right? Not saying that our
yeah.
kids can't come up, catch up, but that's why, right?
I think it's easier when you're younger, So like I know lots of parents like having like private lessons or extra time, but in a situation when the kids already 15, like so when you're younger, I think it's not about the game scenario. It's not about breakouts. It's not about system. It's more about have fun during the games and learn and teach the kids how properly skate, how properly pass the puck, how be a good teammate. And I think it's not the problem, because you still have to practice a week with your team, and you can add more ice time by doing extra stuff. We have so many great coaches in Tampa area right now.
So Sammy, build on that though, like from the European model, the Russian model, like Dimitri's talking about, the common denominator is
Oops.
skill development before elite competition. 8U AAA isn't something that needs to be a thing in anywhere, right? But it is in the States, and it is 10U AAA, and I understand they do there's certain tournaments and there's certain things you do at the sport level, and it gets you ready for the queue at Pee-wees and so on and so forth. Like I don't want to take away all the good competition that's out there at the younger levels, but I think I don't think I know, because we talked about it. Parents get too wrapped up in what team is my kid on, how much are they winning, how many goals are they scoring at 9 and 10 years old, and
No,
Dmitry, you're talking about just puck touches and getting better at the game.
It's not important at all. Like just let the kid develop, work on the individual skills. It's really important, and The games getting start important, when you turning 15, 16, 17, it's why I'm kind of wish we have more team practices up here, because it's really important that you play as a team, because that is already age. Now you need to work on the system, you need to work on breakouts, all this stuff. It's really important. It's a team sport, so like it's to have a result, you need to band together, you need to practice together a lot. You develop even at the 15, 16 during the practices. When you go into the game, you already show everybody what you learned during the practices. But how are you gonna able to show it if you don't have a practices? You're not learning during the games. Really. Yeah, you do reviews after the games. You see your mistakes, but the repetition, I think, and Sami will agree with me, the way it's working, I think, is any sport, and you guys too. It's repetition after repetition, it's touches after touches, it's mistakes after mistakes, you learn through the mistakes during the practices. In the games, you're not gonna have so many situations like you have during the practices.
Yeah,
You
puck
know,
touches, right? Even
yeah, puck touches.
yeah. Is it even in NHL? I think I read the stat somewhere that the players that has the puck under his stick the most, someone like Connor McDavid, it's like 1.5 minute per
One and a
game,
half second, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
maybe,
I mean,
yeah,
total in a 60-minute game, right? And every
yeah.
puck touches a few seconds, and that's the start, right? How
So
much do
you
you
have,
think a defenseman hold the puck, right? It's on and off the stick, right? So
yeah,
if you do that 7 times in a game, I'm not sure you get that much repetition.
yeah,
Repetition is everything. And coming back to your question, Jeff, yeah, Jonathan's, done a few camps back home in Sweden over the summers, and I remember this one drill that they did. They cut it, blue line in and cut it in half, and they played 4-on-4. And kids go like, "Well, coach, there's no space out here," and he goes, "Exactly."
That's the point.
Right. And
yeah,
and it's those things that isn't the stretch passes, it isn't the flow drills when you're 12, right? It's just not right. So that practice and repetition and having fun. And I know this sounds cliche, but hey, it's true, right? And look at the stats. How many active players do you have in those countries, and how many made it to to the NHL? It's not even close, right? Yeah, 25% of the players are US. Country of 300 million. Sweden has 10% of all the players. Country of 10 million. I'm doing something right. So
yeah.
when you get the base and a lot of kids, eventually you get the top, the best of the best. They don't cut kids at 8, 9, 10 in a AAA situation. Everybody plays. Eventually they're going to weed out. Who has it, right? And the ones who don't, they don't. You're not going to see that in a 9-year-old.
Like, here's the big thing. I totally agree with Dmitry saying once you get to that 15, 16, you need to have those systems practices. But, we'll use down here in the Tampa Bay area, like, we've all coached together and ice is king. And if you want to play the game, you better learn to skate.
Yeah.
And, if you want to shoot in your driveway, shoot in your garage, shoot on
Yeah.
the road. And, Dimitri, I'll ask you when, you made it to the show, you have a cup. How many times were you out there as a kid shooting pucks and working on your skills like that you could do off ice versus having to be on the ice and skate and power skate, like
A lot in the summer. In the season, in the season we have practice every day. Basically Monday through Friday we have hour and a half on ice. Plus we have dry land every day. So in the season and plus the school. So in the season was hard. Plus Saturday, Sunday we playing the games. Not only me, I know even Ovi. When I already play in KHL in Dynamo Moscow, it was 2007 through 2009, I think, or 10. Ovi was practicing with us. It's Dynamo Moscow because it's his team when he played in Russia. So he was running with us 10K. He was doing weights. And after, when we already was eating, we already have a lunch on the back of our base, we have like hockey base where you can sleep, you have food, you have ice rink. We have a outdoor, not the half ice, like a zone. He was shooting there probably after we already done. he was staying there with the coach on in his shoes dryland and doing one-timers probably for the hour, almost every day, you know. So same thing when I grew up, when I was a kid, summer it wasn't really like, you know, lots of parents, lots of kids mentality. Oh, it's a summer.
Yep.
It's off, you know. Like with that mentality, if you really want to make D1 college or pro, you're not gonna make it there. No, the summer is the time when you prepare for the season. Another example, everybody knows Nikita Kucherov, you know. And I've been knowing Nikita, I know 8 years, even more. Been working with him, you know, helping him in the summer. He only taken 1 week off. Like this summer, he called me, we talked with him. May 15th, he was already skating. May 15th, he was already. Wow. It's why it's need to be consistent. It's why he is so consistent, because he is every day. It's on the schedule. He's going over and over again, same thing. You know, he never missed. Doesn't matter if his birthday or wherever. He's going to train. You know, he's going to train every day consistently. You know, and he have a plan for every day what he's doing. I never see a guy like this who is working hard like that, who is never happy with result. You know.
Hey, Dmitry, you told me.
Guys, just a second. Guys ask him, like, one of the guys asked him, like, Coach, you just have 100 whatever points, you know, in the season. You're the best. Like, you already on ice. And you know what he said? Did we win the cup?
Yeah.
You need to be hungry. You need to be like, he's just, and lots of people doesn't know about it, you know, because he's staying quiet and he's just doing his job, you know, and he's enjoying, and he's, you know, and I wish he win another few cups, you know. Just the way he's love the game, and he is so professional, you know. So, you know, I think with that mentality, if you look at him working every day and you're a young kid, you know, you can't just, you know, take day off, you know.
So Dimitri, I know, was it 2 seasons ago when he come out and suddenly everybody saw how good he was at picking the puck off the board, right? So it comes rims around and then he just gets it and it's perfect on his blade.
Yeah.
Is that talent or did he really work on it, right?
It's a hard work, you know.
Right. Well, you said he worked for you.
He's doing 100 reams, 100 reams a day, every day, you know.
Right.
You know,
And you were there helping him, right? And didn't you also help him change the curve on his stick or the
no,
tip of his stick, the blade?
he was playing, he's doing himself, and he's working with other modes too. Who is Hall of Famer, who is was one of the best passers, and he taught him lots of stuff. I work with him more on skill wise, you know, like stick handling a little bit to kind of keep him in shape, you know. Like these guys, it's hard to change, you know, but it's more about how you feel inside you know, how you feel the puck. For defense, we look the same, you know, like, but it's most important how you feel inside you, you know. Sometimes you feel I don't feel the puck, so it's all the touches, you know, all this like little things. It's more touches you do, you know, more rims you do around, the better and more confident you have it, you know. But it's all going through the work, you know. So,
Well, and that goes to what you said real quick. Like it's practicing with a purpose. It's not going out there and then, hey, realizing I'm on the ice. Okay, well, what do we do now? No, it's going into the rink with a purpose and making sure that you're getting those reps, you know.
yeah.
And how many kids have you seen, right? And you know, I'm not throwing shade, but it's like they say they want to be better, but yet they're not maximizing their time when they're out there, or they're not going into practice with
You need
a
to have a
specific
plan,
idea.
you know. You
Yeah.
need to have a plan when you're going on the ice, skate and shoot or wherever, you know. Yeah, lots of kids going skate and shoot and they're just skating around doing nothing really, you know. You need to have a plan. Okay, I'm coming on the ice, I'm 10 minutes working on my edges, you know, 10 minutes working on this. So you have a plan, you know. If you have a plan and you kind of stay with the plan, you know, you're gonna see result. But if you're one day doing one thing, another day another thing, third day that thing, it's same gonna be, you know. One game you're playing good, one game you're not gonna be consistent. You need to have a plan and stick to it, you know. And you
So
need to
if you
prepare to the season in the summer, not during the season.
Dimitri, so before we leave Kush, right? Because I've been on the ice a lot with you, on skating and skills practice, and we've done, group lessons,
Yeah.
but also when you were with our team, and it comes down to four moves. You teach four moves. That's it, right? But you repeat it a million times, right? And then I know
No,
you,
not four, a little bit more,
well,
Well,
fundamentally, I know you.
it's
They're variations. But my point is,
variations. Yeah, yeah.
my point
10,
is.
maybe 10.
All right, but my point is, all right, it's few. My point is, do it well, right? Be perfect on the few things rather than
Yeah,
trying to do everything, right? And
yeah,
I
at the
know
same time,
Kush
yeah.
has worked with you on the same thing. It's so fun to watch on TV because you see our kids make a move that they practice with you, and then I see Kush do the exact same move, maybe a
Yeah.
little better, but you know, with him. It's all about edge work, right? It's the body movements and edge work. He hasn't had the fastest stick movement.
Yeah.
His hands aren't going like Connor David. You know, it's a different style, and I know that's what you teach.
He's
And
fast. Kuch is fast,
oh, I know it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but if you just see,
Yeah,
moving your hands quick, right, and how
yeah,
quick you can chop the onion, right? That's not his thing. And everybody's different. But my point is that repetition is everything. And to Kevin's question, right? I've been on the ice with Dmitry a lot, right? And you
yeah.
see after 2 or 3 sessions which of the kids are here to really want to learn, because it gets maybe a little boring after a time because there's a lot of repetition, and which kids are here because their parents wants to be practicing with the best, right? And I'll throw it out there, and I'll waste money, but you're not practicing for purpose. I'm here because my mom and dad wants me to be here, right?
right.
You can tell the difference.
Well,
Yep.
and I wonder too, like, so you working, what you just said, Sammy, and listening to what Dimitri said, dealing with Cooch and the repetition and whatever. It's Dimitri, explain to the, once their parents hear that Dimitri's on, the kids that have practiced with you, they're gonna jump on and listen to want to hear you
Mhm.
kind of explain hockey to them, right? If you're talking to that 12, 14, 16-year-old, really 12, 14-year-old kid right now, he trains Kucherov. I want to do a Kuch. What do you do with Kuch on the ice? That's what I want you to do with me on the ice. Explain to them that the things Kuch does is the fundamentals of hockey
Yep.
at a different speed, but it's still, to Sammy's point, the same 5, 10, 15 things that you do with a 12-year-old. Like, just break that down to really help them understand.
I mean, it's the same game. Like guys playing on NHL and kids playing, it's the same situations, same game. Just again, guys are more bigger, more skill now because they're bigger, but it's the same game situations. You skating, use your edges, you pick it up the puck from the board, you pass the puck. So same mistakes kids doing at 12U, same mistakes NHL guys doing. It's the same. The game is just different level. Much quicker, much faster, much guys are bigger. But the elements is the same. So this thing that kids are working, basically I working with the kids, the same stuff we basically doing with Nikita or with Artyom Zub when he playing for the Ottawa Defense when he's coming. It's the same thing. It's nothing different. And you can kind of it's simple game. It's a simple game, and like in any sport, fundamentals it's need to be. If you want to be really good, your fundamentals need to be on the top. Your
There you go,
skating,
bingo.
your edges, your stick handling, your vision, it's need to be on the top. It's nothing fancy. You don't need to do Michigan. You don't need to do all the stuff is kids like now. All the stuff. You're not gonna use it in the game. Yeah, it's fun. It's nice to watch, but like just need to be perfect at your fundamentals. And lots of kids are missing. Not only in Florida and here too. Skating, passing, shooting. And another thing,
Yep. Oh,
lots of
go ahead.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of kids doesn't want to work on it. Or parents think it's like, it's a simple stuff. Or what the heck. So, and I really, okay, you don't like it, go find another coach or wherever. But I do what I believe will help the kids. and I know it will, if you stay with it. So
Yeah,
Well,
and
you can't.
I can attest firsthand being on the ice and see my own son and that summer when he was on ice because we were there and he had to be there twice a week and
yeah,
we did 90-minute session of just power skating
yeah,
twice a week. So he essentially got 30 hours of power skating in the summer and guess what? He became really good, but that's just right.
yeah, yeah,
It takes that time and repetition. And again, that's a lot of kids, parents, they want to play games
yeah.
and they want to put in their own
I
work.
mean, yeah.
I was gonna. You touched on like the fundamentals, absolutely right. Skating, passing, shooting. You mentioned vision, though. That's an interesting one because I've always said, it's either you love the game and you're going to watch the game when you're not at the rink. You're going to watch it on television. You're going to actually see, what different outlets there are. In your experience with the younger generation now, are many of them watching hockey, or are they just watching the quick, Instagram top shelf?
Watching like a whole picture, they're just watching the
Yeah.
game, puck going
Yeah.
there, but what my coach, and I got really lucky. I have a really great coaches when I grew up in Russia. So what our coach was telling when we was the kids, we was uh, in Russia, same like in Sweden. We have a pro team, and under the pro team, you have all the youth organization. So the pro team kind of take care of the youth organization. It's the same name, same brand, and we was lucky. I was lucky that we was when we was 13, 14, 15. Same like kids in Tampa, they like it. They can go watch the Lightning. We was going watch our pro team in Russia. And our coach tell us, pick pick the player who is playing same position, and follow him whole the game, and he was watching with us, and we have a tapes back in the day. There was taping the pro team. Video coach was taping the games, and our coach was taking the tape from him. So he was basically asking us, like me or another guy, each game he picked couple guys. He's like, okay, who you follow? And I said, I follow this guy, number 10, because he's playing left wing too. He's like, okay, what you think he did good? What you think he did bad? And your opinion, what you did on his situations. He basically told us to learn the game through the pro guys. Watch the guy, what he's doing on the half board, on one situation, what he's doing on 2-on-1, what he's doing on forecheck, how he's changing, all this stuff. So I tell Daniel right now, like, pick the guy. So when we go into the games, like, he basically love coach. Coach is his best basically guy. He's watching him a lot. But when we going watch like another teams, Toronto or Buffalo, he like Thompson, yeah.
Yep.
So
Tage, yep.
he's watching them, what he's doing at the different situations, So you can learn a lot from these guys, how to play the game. Plus, I think it's really important that maybe not that small kids, but I think when you're already 12, 13, to watch your games, like to have I know, like you guys know, I did lots of review with my teams after the games. We did like all different situation, all different how they score, how we score. So I think, but it's good when you're doing with the team. You kind of looking main picture at how's the team success, or get score on or score a good breakout or something. But it's good to watch as an individual too. Like, especially right now, it's so easy. You have live bar, you can get your clips and just watch your game, how you playing, what you didn't see on that situation. Maybe you got smoke, why you got smoke. Maybe you didn't see the defenseman, you didn't have a shoulder check. So, and I think right now, talking with lots of guys, pro guys, it's becoming most important in the game, the preparation, how you prepare for the game, and analyze after the game, the reviews, your games, So the mental part, because everybody is good, if you watch the NHL right now, everybody can skate now, everybody can pass the puck. It's all coming to the mental preparation and like analyze after the game of the mistakes going over your game. I think it's most important. And I was telling my guys too when I coach junior lighting, you guys need to prepare for the games. You prepare for the games day before. When you go into the bed, you go lay down in the bed. In your head, you need to basically run all these scenarios you're gonna play tomorrow. What are you gonna do on a half board? They basically see your game through your play your game through your head. All the different scenarios. Same thing after the game. We don't have a video like kids can do right now, live bar. So after the games, I was kind of go through all my shifts I remember, and I was like, I should do this here, instead of what I did. So it's really important. It's another part of the game that everybody, when they are kids, when they are younger, they're not taken serious. Preparation and basically the video reviews after the games.
Hey beauties, season started? Not getting the birds to chirp your way? Head on over to greasypigeon.com for some gear.
Well, and I think it's being honest with yourself too, right? Like how many they all want to see, the handful of plays that they did really well. The ones that really want to improve are the ones that are, you said it yourself. Cooch is out there a week after, getting bounced from the playoffs, and he's out there working because his goal was not fulfilled. It's crazy to me when parents want to show the highlights, and if you really want to get better, you got to look at where you got smoked, and how are you going to defend that the next time, or what are you going to do differently? And that's the difference between the good and the greats, right? In my personal opinion. But
Hey, Dmitry, you touched already about a little bit about Russia, but maybe you can pivot to your own journey. So, how did your career start back in Russia? When and how did you move over to North America? I know you got drafted, but I know there's a bunch of
Yeah.
stories there. So if you don't mind sharing that.
Oh, yeah. So it was hard times. So I basically play in my hometown. It's called Arkhangельsk. It's north of Russia. It's 1,200 kilometers straight north from Moscow.
Jeez,
So
that's
it's
Siberia, no?
it's no Siberia. It's on the east.
That's east. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's
But
right
it's up north.
right up north, close to the White Sea. So basically, almost the last city up there, Murmansk. Murmansk, it's another one, a little bit to the west, north of Russia. That is the kind of, but small city, really cold. Winters long. So I started there, and I played there. We have a really good school for the kids up there. I was playing from 8 to 12, and around 12 it started to kind of not kind of fall apart, like we don't have a really pro team up there, and no money to kind of go with that organization farther, So our coach, who was coaching me, he left to the Yaroslav. He left year early to the Yaroslav, and he told us, like, you guys continue practicing here. After 1 year, I'm gonna come back, and I will take 5 best kids with me. So after the year he came back, he took 5 of us to Yaroslav, and I was basically already with another coach, because he was my coach was coaching a little bit older kids. He kind of gave us to another really great coach up there. And I was there from 12 to the 18, playing for the junior Yaroslav. Now it's Lokomotiv. Before it was Torpedo Yaroslav. So I played there from 12 to 18.
How far is this from your hometown?
Yaroslav, it's probably around 1,000. It's close to Moscow. Yaroslav probably like 4 or 5 hours on the car from Moscow.
Okay. So
we was first guys who came up there from different cities. Like it was 1992. So none other teams in Russia was they was growing up their own players. From the same hometown, so it wasn't really guys from different cities. We was the first guys, we was living in 10 guys in one room. It was like, I mean, we was the kids, so we don't really care. But now going forward, now go backwards, I'm like, it was crazy, So it was crazy. Train a lot. We train a lot. Everything was walking distance, school, rink. It's like 5-10 minutes walk. So we train in the morning, 7 to 8:30, 9 o'clock school to probably 2 o'clock. We was going back, have a quick lunch, homework, and 5 o'clock to usually 6:30 we have a second practice, like dry land, and every day like that, and Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we was playing the games. So 6 years was the same, Plus, we only have 2 weeks off, so school was finished end of the May. Around June 20, we already start practicing in the summer. So June, half of the June, July, August, 3 times a day.
Wow.
3 times a day.
Wow.
8 o'clock we wake up, 8 to 9 a.m. we have it was called warm up. We have 5K, we have pull-ups, push-ups, ups, planks, running with the partner on your shoulder on the stairs in the stadium. So it was kind of our warm up.
Hey, that's the warm up.
That is warm up.
Yeah.
So 9 o'clock we was done. 9:15, 9:30 we have a breakfast. 11 o'clock we have a second practice. One group was going on the ice 11 to 12. Second group was doing dry land. Then we switch. So basically 11 to 2 o'clock, have a lunch, little sleep. 5 to 7 we have another practice, another ice. And it was tough. So Monday, Tuesday we have like that. Wednesday it's usually was our kind of game day. We have 10K run and the game, 2 hours games, play against each other. Thursdays, Friday we have 3 times a day again. Saturday we have again game day, 10K run and the 2 hours of the games, And Sunday we have off. So this is I told them the kids taking off the summer. We was preparing the summer for the season,
That's crazy.
So you
that's when the work goes in.
Yeah, between that I was playing for the junior and Russian junior national team. So I think we started at 14, when you're 14, they putting together that national team. U14, U15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Like I played for the national team. I was like first, second line all the time, so I didn't miss anything. A couple things I missed because of the injuries, but I was the main guy who played there. So went to the junior World Junior Championship when I was already here. We finished second last to Czech and shootout. But basically until 18 years old, I was playing in Yaroslav. Okay. And when I got drafted at 18, Lightning asked my agent if I want to come here, and I'm like, I was happy because I was thinking I'm not gonna survive there if I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. It was tough.
Yeah.
So I
don't mean to laugh. Yeah.
This is another perfect segue.
Well, I just want to ask real quick, Sammy. Yeah, is obviously you were with a core group of guys throughout those years.
Yeah.
How many of them, made it to the Russian national junior team?
A lot. So the Yaroslav brought, like I tell you, we was the first guys who they brought it from different cities.
Okay.
So after that, they brought lots of guys from the Ukraine, from different cities. So we was, I think, 4 or 5 times national champions. We was, I think, U14, U15, 16. So we have 10 guys from that team. We play for the national team. Wow. So all these 10 guys got drafted. So
no kidding.
They got drafted high, and they have a really good NHL career. So Ilya Brizgalov, the goalie, he was in Philadelphia. He was Dmitry Kalinin. He was first rounder in Buffalo. Vitaly Vishnevsky. He was a first round Anaheim. Anton Boot. It was like all of us got drafted and really high. I think first 3 rounds. So.
Do you guys have a chat? Do you have a chat going now and say our kids?
I talking with actually probably with most of the guys now. Yeah, I think Vitaly live in California. Bruce Galoff is living here. So lots of guys actually live here now,
So,
So
Dmitry, you get
Compared,
drafted.
sorry, say, yeah, go ahead. So I was going to say your kids have no idea what you guys went through.
yeah.
It is
You get
Cupcake City
saved
nowadays.
It,
saved
wa-
by
it was
moving to
hard
North
because
America, right?
sorry, Sammy. It was hard because when we turned 16, we was trained most of the time with our pro team, with basically men's, like 20,
Yeah.
25. And it was hard because coaches was like old school and they don't care you kids, He was doing like lifting the same thing. Like it was crazy. It was really, really hard, And back in the time, I'm nice. The guys doesn't like the older guys doesn't like the young guys. So it was lots of cross shaking, slashing. We was surviving there, so we was all 10 going together, like we was kind of little dogs. If somebody bite, like somebody crush one of us, we all 10 of us go on that guy. It was great times, It was really, really good. Actually, Denis Shvitsky too was there. He live in Miami right now. He was drafted, I think, 10 overall by the Panthers, So it was Piotr Счастливый was there, who is play for the Ottawa. So it was great. It was tough, but it was great times because it was a great guys around, and we were sticking to each other, That was most important,
That's another difference with European, sports, right? Where it's
Yeah,
all club, and the
yeah,
club can have everything from U6 to pro, right?
yeah,
Then you get moved up and down, and if you're talented, you're 16, 17, yeah, you get pulled in to play with the men, right? That would never happen here because you have the pro organizations and the youth organization are completely separate, right?
yeah. It's different
And
structure here, yeah.
yeah, so that helps your development too. That you get exposure to the olders and you get crotch check and
Yeah,
slash and all that stuff. No, but you're with those older guys. All right, now you get drafted. I know you played in the QHL and you were racking up points because you're a top six player, right? Top six
yeah.
liner, right? Or tip, and now you end up with Lightning, and suddenly those two lines were kind of full, right? And now you
Yeah,
have to transition.
I was always scorer, I was always
Yeah.
scorer, and I scored a lot for even for like national team and junior world championship. I think I scored 5 goals in the 6 games. Like I
Looking
think,
at it right now, you got 6 points in 7 games. You
yeah, I
said,
think
like,
I was
yeah, five
top
goals.
top 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 4 in the goals, yeah, in the tournament.
Yeah,
I think we
Yeah.
beat Canada. We beat Canada in the semis.
I,
Brad Richards was there,
that's it, Dmitry. I'm out of here.
When I went to Tampa, like I told you, a couple years, it was slowing me down. It was really, really great first year. Lightning have their own farm team. It was Detroit Vipers,
Yep.
and Brett Shaw, who is coaching. He was coaching with John Tortorella actually for the Columbus, and I think he was coaching with him for the Philly last year or wherever. So Brett Shaw was our coach. It was great. We played ton of games. I think I finished my first year, and it was IHL. It was 2 leagues before. It was International Hockey League and AHL. So we was playing International Hockey League. I think I finished like 60 games, 37 points, lots of points, and I got called up for last 20 games in the Lightning. Last like couple months I spent in the Lightning, and last couple of years I didn't make the team from the beginning, and I was sent down to the. It was a Springfield Falcons. It was Arizona Phoenix Coyotes. Arizona. Yeah, Phoenix Coyotes
Yep.
farm team, and most of the guys from their side. And I think from the Lightning side was only like 5 guys, and coach was Marty McSorley. So we didn't play a lot, different style of the game. Marty is a great guy, like funny guy, but the way it wasn't my game, like I don't chip the puck, I don't. So it was really hard couple season. Even the second season, my agent asked Lightning if I can go back in Europe and finish with my coach there, and they allowed me to go. And after that, basically, when I come back in 2003, between that I played back and forward, Lightning farm team, and I got a bunch of injuries. So like 2000, I think 2-3, I was most time with the Lightning, but I only played like 5 games because I have my knee surgery, broke wrist. So, but when I come back, I was not really good defensively. I was putting the points, but defensively I was soft. And Torts told me right away. We don't have a spot for you in first two lines. If you find this third line, like you will be like, it's not that way, but basically they let me know, that no place in the first two lines, third line, and I was like, I don't care, I just want to play, but I was bad defensive, and not bad, I was soft,
Yeah.
So he helped me. He helped me. He helped me a lot, and he helped me a lot to become basically a responsible player defensively. So I was basically playing really defensively forward, more like two-way forward. I wasn't scoring a lot, but when he needed to put me in first two lines, I was able to play there. But at that time I was kind of like going back and forward, and I don't care. I just want to play. My dream was win the cup. Like when I was a kid, I actually drew the Lightning logo and I put it. I don't know why. I just like it how it's look. And my mom keep it, and I put it above my bed.
That's awesome. That's so
You
good.
know, and I think it was a different logos too. It was, but Lightning was there, New York Islanders was there, Detroit was there. So a funny story: when I got drafted, and Phil Esposito was he was, I think, GM, I think, that time, but draft was in Buffalo, and I want to win the cup, so I wanna play Detroit or some good team, I was I was kid. I wasn't really realized, like that it's better chance to play in NHL, go in some team that is not that good like Detroit. So Detroit was, Fedorov, and I know Sergei, and another lots of guys who played there, Kozlov, and I want to play there because they good team. They're gonna win the cup, so I want to win the cup. So when Lightning draft me, I wasn't really I don't say happy, but I was kind of like, because there wasn't good at that time, So when I went to the table to shake the hands to everybody in the draft, Phil was there. Phil shake my hand. I was like this, I wasn't happy. Phil asked me, "Are you not happy?" I mean, I don't speak English that time. So I talked with Phil couple years ago when we have a 20 years of celebration of our cup, 2004. I'm like, Phil, when you shake my, and I'm really good. Like Phil is a great guy, and he did so much for the Lightning hockey, and I'm like, hey, Phil, do you remember when I shake your hand, you asked me why I'm not happy? And he's like, yeah, I remember. He wasn't like smiling. He was like grumpy. I'm like, yeah, because Phil, you guys was not really good at that time, and I want to win the cup, but I didn't realize. I didn't realize that I probably don't have a chance to make the Detroit. So he was laughing. So in the end, you see how it's kind of. And in my full first year, we won the cup.
But Dmitry, real quick, like you weren't soft defensively. You didn't have to play defense back, like because you're always offensive, right? So I think what Jeff was saying and Sammy were saying is you get drafted and you have the first two lines are already stacked with the team that you come to. You got to change your game then, right? Because everyone can
Yeah.
play, and now it becomes, okay, do I want to stay up? Then I got to learn to be a 200-foot player. But like when you look at the numbers that you put up before then, you were never in a situation to have to do that because you were that guy. But
Yeah,
now
but Kevin,
you,
I don't know, but I never care about my numbers.
yeah,
I was playing for fun. I never really check my numbers. I don't know why, but my dream was win the cup. I don't know. Like I saw like No, back in the time, we didn't really know all these big names. But, I mean, or Gretzky, but it was lots of another really great players we didn't know. But we knew Fyodorov, we knew Fetisov, we knew Larionov, and they all win the cup, and we was like, wow, I want to win too, it's so awesome. So for me, it wasn't really a big deal. I just want to play. And if they're gonna tell me you need to play goalie, I'd be playing goalie. I don't really care. I just want to have a chance to play and chance to win. So I think it's really important as the player, because you never know, in what situation you gonna be put. Maybe you're playing all your life left wing, and coach gonna put you in the center or right, or even I play a couple games defense and the World Cup. Because one of our deals was injured. So you need to kind of be prepared, be ready to adjust. So I think it's really important, And same like Sergei Fedorov, one of my probably best players who I look at, like how he skated. He was great scorer, but he played really well defensively too,
Yeah.
Like he played defense sometimes too. He was like, two-way player,
Well, I think it's that champion mindset, right? And the greats always have that championship first mindset where they understand that the grind is part of the fun. It's kind of I heard this phrase. It's type 2 fun, right? Type 1 fun is the thing that's fun while you're doing it. Ride a roller coaster, go down a water slide. Like that's you get 10 seconds of fun, yay. Type 2 fun is like I'm running a marathon. It sucks the entire time you do it, but once it's over and you accomplish it, you're like, wow, that was awesome. I'm going to do it again. Right? Like that we all have those type 2 fun things. Dimitri's is hockey. Like his was fun the whole time, but it sucked living in a house with 10 guys, and it sucked doing this and it sucked doing that, but yet it was fun. You just heard him say it there, fun the whole time. So that fun mindset carries over and definitely drove you to help you get to where you are, clearly.
Yeah, you become the family. Like it was so great when we won the cup, but it just lots of things. You spend so many times with the guys in the plane, in the hotels. It's just like, I know, you kind of live in the dream, like your childhood dream. You're like a kid, around exactly the same kids playing the game you love. It's just, for me, it was so fun. I miss maybe not being nice right now playing, because it's like, it's hard physically, right now, but just missing be around the guys, like in the hotels and the road trips, just in the dress room, after the games, like it's just kind of, it's just fun,
at a much different level. Sammy and I talked on the phone before, an hour or so, 2 hours ago, whatever. Talked about how we haven't seen each other. We haven't had a drink, had a beer in what seems like a year. Like you miss that. It's the locker room, right? For lack of a better term, that you miss the locker room of the conversation and I see you guys 3 times a week and we're hanging out and we're having a beer once in a while. Like you lose that and life takes over and you move on. So I've heard that from a lot of pros, Dmitry, where they can't go lace them up because yes, the game has gone past them, so to speak. But they missed the locker room.
I know Dmitry actually did play in the beer league tournament. And I think what you score like 9 goals in 2 games
in a period. Yeah, that's probably what I heard. Yeah,
after for the week, I was on all in the ice, Tarragon, It was hard. The one way, one thing you coach kind of with the kids on the ice, you show them, but another thing you put all your stuff up there. It's a whole different game.
It's heavy, right? Yeah. It's heavy.
It's heavy.
Hey, can you bust the myth for us, Dmitry? Because obviously you play for Tortorella, right? And the Tortorella we all seen and heard, like how tough and mean it can be, right? But I know you have a little bit of a different story when you had your first kid.
Yeah. No, Torts, I think, and Torts is a great guy. It's because of him I play in the league, because he believed in me and he knows my story. I was going back and forward, but I never quit. I never went back in Russia, but I was going in 1 training camp, 2nd training camp, 3rd training camp. I told myself until I'm not making it, I'm not going back. and he believed in me too, you know. And he's like, yeah, everybody's saying he's a tough guy, like he's really like strict. He's regular nice guy, you know. He's strict. He's really disciplined. He's all about the family. He treats everybody the same. Doesn't matter if it's superstar, first guy, first liner guy, or four guy. He treats everybody the same as a family, you know. And if you messed up, he gonna tell you. He gonna tell you that straight in the face. Doesn't matter if it's me or Vinny. He gonna tell you, you know. And I think it's most important. Be honest, you know, with each other, you know. And
Accountability, right?
but we
Accountability.
play in hockey. It's a tough game, you know. And I think now it gets a little bit too much soft, you know. And I mean, he's right on the point. And, for me, it was great, you know. Like I never have a problem with him, and I think none of from our team when we won the cup, you know, have a team with stars, you know. And I heard a couple of stories about he's really tough on the guys. I think it's just a bullshit, you know. He's a straight guy. He gonna tell you to the face, and all about family, yeah. And when like Sami was saying, when we was playing first round playoff against the Islanders. My wife was, you know, due to Dominica with our daughter. You know, it was the first round, so she got the baby. I think after the game when Marty scored, we clinched that first round against the Islanders in OT. And right the same night, I think, not the same night, I think, before that game, actually, sorry, yeah, before that last game, game 5, I think we beat them 4-1. We have a baby, and I was in the hospital, and I slept in, you know, I didn't slept all night. I sleep in the hospital, I wake up, went to the pregame skate, went home. I usually take a nap before the game, and I just didn't hear my alarm. And my wife was calling me like it's already like 6 o'clock. We have usually 6 o'clock meeting. He's like, "Hey, Dmitry, are you late?" I'm like, "What's you talking about?" She's like, "It's already 6 o'clock." And I look at the clock. I'm like, "Holy shit!" One thing I was thinking, like, Thor's gonna kill me, you know, because he's really strict. You need to be on the time, and it's good. So we was living just in Harbor Island, just across the bridge, you know. So I just put my suit quick. I didn't even tie it up. I just ran to the car, went up there, come into the dress room, and I come into the dress room, and same time Marty is, I think, leaving or just going to the room for the meeting, and he see me. I'm like all messed up. He will start laughing, you know, on me. And I walk in there, and only one thing starts is ask. He's like, how's your wife? How's your baby? And I said, everything good. He's like, yeah, okay, great to hear. Just sit down. That's it. So you can tell just about that how family guy he is. I was wishing that, because I was all shaking. It was, you know, first baby plus the playoff. I was kind of wishing he's not gonna play me a lot that game because I was shaking. But I played like 15 or 16 minutes that game. You know?
I'll teach
Just
you to sleep in.
get right out there. Just shake it off.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that is my experience. He was strict, but again, he was really treating everybody the same, you know. So that is, in my opinion, it's really important, you know, like in the team, that everybody feel that he doesn't have a favorites, he doesn't have a, he just treat everybody the same, you know. And it was feel like a family, you know. It was like he always was saying, I'm not gonna, if you come to me and say I need to go because something like in my family, I'm not gonna even ask you can go.
Yeah.
Family, he was always putting the family first, you know. He's saying we just playing the game, but the family it's most important, you know. And we always, yeah, it was great, you know.
Yeah, well, it's crazy that your story, your memory of Tortorella is what it is. I'm sure a lot of guys, when you actually would sit them down and talk to them, have a very similar story of Tortorella. But of course, when you're on the outside, you know, like we are, you're seeing the torts blow ups, and you're seeing the videos, and you're hearing the funny stories on the chicklets and things like that of the guys. And I'm sure, you know, if we talked longer, Dmitry, you know, there's always those.
But he's an emotional guy. But how you can play hockey without the emotions?
100%. 100%.
How you can play? It's you know, like you can, and you know, like I think it's normal, like, and for me it was normal because I see much worse back in Russia,
I was
So
just gonna say
maybe because
this
I'm
is
from Russia, Torst was for me regular,
you're getting yelled at eting ice cream. I could just see it right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but for
exactly.
me, was like a regular day with stores.
Yeah.
I was loving it. But it was fun.
I,
You're like,
I
this bothers you? Like, come on,
yes,
let's hop
and
on a
Yeah,
and
plane.
come in Russia.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And every player reacts differently, and some players love it, and some eras everyone loves it, and some eras everyone hates it, and some players love it, and even today some react better to that style coaching than others, and it's just a
Yeah.
whirlwind. But Dmitry, man, we've really appreciate your conversation, your deep dive
That's it.
into your career. Was that too easy? Well, I think we did okay. I think
Yeah,
we
you
did
don't
okay
want
today.
to. You don't want to talk about you, Saki?
Hey, we'll bring you back on, Dmitry, and we'll talk a little
No,
bit
but
more youth hockey midseason.
I was basically telling you about the like. So what I am enjoying right now to be a coach, because I have same kind of feelings when you around the kids, like you in the dressing room with them, you watch them having good time, you kind of enjoying that, you going with them on the trips, you see them, like goofing around, so you kind of remember yourself when you was kid, and you kind of enjoying that through them when you're on the bench with them, you kind of know what they feeling, because I was playing. I know what I was feeling when you're in a different situation, different games. It's a really important game in the States or where. So, like, I going through the same kind of feelings just coaching the kids. That's why I love coaching, because I see the kids join the high. I love the game, and I see the kids love the game, and I kind of enjoying that, be around them, and trying to help them to be a good persons in life, and off ice and on ice, so it's just fun, it's just for me, like, I've been playing all my life, and I want to continue kind of be in the game.
You see them reacting different to you because of, you're coaching one of the elite teams in the country, right? The Mid Fairfield Junior Rangers, and that AAA. You're in that prime age group. Like, do you see that they're reacting to what you're giving them? They're retaining it better. They understand it better. They're more willing to do the work you want them to do. Like, how different is it for you up there?
But
Now?
right now, we like I'm helping here. I'm not like head coach. I'm helping Chris. We have a great coach here. He's a really great guy and a coach. He been, I think, with Mid Fairfield for many years. I think Marcus and Louis know him, but I just we met with him before, but I didn't know what he was basically doing on the ice, and we combined two teams right now, so it's kind of a little bit messy because lots of kids, and we just going through the simple drills, like kind of tune ups for the skills. We're gonna start our already separate practices for our teams U15 and U16 this weekend, So I just kind of meeting the guys, kind of watching from the side right now. But Chris is really good the way he is, and I think he is working for the New Jersey Devils, the skills coach. The way he's the drills he's giving to the kids, the way he's stopping and explaining, the kids. He's not just running the drill and that's it. So he stopped the drill if it's not correct. He explaining, he showed differences. So like. Daniel and I am lucky we kind of here because he is a great coach, and I think it's gonna be really good for myself and for Daniel kind of, too. So it's I can tell that intensity here much higher. The kids, it's really committed, really working hard. So that everybody taken serious. So that is kind of big difference. No goofing around on the ice. Everybody ready to go. Everybody jumping. Everybody pushing each other. So it's been great a couple of weeks. So we have a tournament this Monday already coming. So we'll see how it's gonna be. So
How's Daniil adjusting?
Daniel's good. He's the first year of the dad not gonna coach him really, like not the head
Yeah,
coach.
that's
So
going to be
no,
interesting, right?
he's like it. He's already have a couple buddies up there, so he like it, So he's exciting, excited.
And
So,
on our last show, we had Owen DeGraff on, who was a Tampa product that was coached by a lot of you guys. You coached him a lot. He played a couple of years of the Junior Gulls, moving on to the USHL next year. But he had this. He said the same thing about his experience with the Gulls as you just said about Mid Fairfield. Everyone on the ice, no goofing off. Everyone pulling the rope the same way. Everyone giving 100%. Like that's what it takes to be the elite of the elite. There is no question about it.
You're there for a purpose. It's now the rubber hits the road, right? Like if you want to continue on, you're not going to be able to kick skates out from underneath and goof around while coach is talking.
Yeah, you develop through the practices. You develop you getting better during the practices. If you're gonna not taking serious, not gonna work 100%, not gonna commit it during the practices, it's gonna be same thing in the game. You're not gonna just come to the game, turn that switch on, and play at different speed. Or it's all need to be work on during the training, practices. So
yeah, Kevin, take that notes down as for you on this show, because that's what you need, buddy. You got to practice during the week. So when you show up here and flip that switch, you are ready to go, bud.
Like Dmitry said, I visualize these shows at night.
Well, you keep visualizing, buddy. We'll keep practicing. Repetition is best, and we'll close this thing just like we ended it, man. Practice with purpose. We'll podcast with purpose. Sami, Dmitry, appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so very much for letting us pick your brain and having those conversations. Kevin, great job today, bud. Enjoy the week. We'll see you next time.
On the sidelines, baby. On the
Absolutely.
sidelines.
We'll see you next time in the Pigeon's Nest. Cheers, everybody.